again, Natalia PH here. I'm the creator and founder of Mindset Academy. At Mindset Academy, we teach you a step-by-step formula how to focus and convince your mind to follow the heart to health, wealth, and happiness. We use what we call the algorithm of creation: thoughts, feelings, actions, results to create the life you desire. You are watching the third video in our free training video series. I want to thank you for the fantastic feedback on the second video. I'm so grateful for your posting comments, questions, and sharing it with others. I believe the PDF workbook is very useful and I trust you took advantage of it. I'm thrilled to share this knowledge with you, and I believe we can really make a difference in people's lives, showing them how to create happier, healthier, and wealthier life. So thank you once again for taking part in this process, and let's make an impact and do something worthy. In the first two videos, I focused on the science behind the power of belief, as well as several exercises that can activate positive changes in your life. If you missed the two previous videos, go ahead and view them by clicking on video 1 and video 2 on the top of this page. In today's video, I will discuss several case studies and show you how you can verify for yourself if your desires have any impact on the field and if you are in fact creating consciously what you want. Now, what do I mean by that? By now, you know that our heartfelt beliefs are having an impact on the field, which science calls the matrix, and that the energy within us and the way we vibrate influences our reality. In order for us to receive results that we desire, we must become conscious of what we call the algorithm of creation and how this process gets activated. So what is the algorithm of creation? Where our thoughts, our feelings, they put us in a certain state, and from that state we act and we get certain results. So if you are most of the time feeling like a little girl on the left or little boy on the right, obviously you are going to get absolutely different results because you've been acting from a completely different state. I think that is clear. So we are acting in a certain way and we get certain results because previously we had certain feelings which were created because our thoughts were fueled by emotions. I think that's clear. So let's look at the picture from video 1. Our feelings are our creative forces. There is a power inside every human against which no earthly force is of the slightest consequence. To quote Goddard Neville, our thoughts are circulating here. Right? Our emotions are here in lower chakras, that gut feeling you get sometimes. And when you combine the emotion and the thought, well, you get a feeling, and you get that feeling here in your heart. So feelings are the vibrations, the force that influence the field. An electromagnetic field of our heart is huge. Feelings are being created in our hearts, generating energy. The heart's electromagnetic field, by far the most powerful rhythmic field produced by our human body. Not only it envelops every cell of the body, but it actually extends outside in all directions into the space around us. The cardiac field can be measured several feet away from the body by sensitive devices, so it's powerful. Feelings are being created in our heart, generating energy. Our heart's electric field is up to 100 times stronger than the brain's. Magnetic field is about 5,000 times stronger than brains. So let's look at this at real life examples. I want to show you several case studies to illustrate the point. You might remember my cancer story from video 1. I have described to you how what was happening with my thoughts and feelings at the moment of diagnosis, what actions had been taken, and how, as the result of the whole process, there was no cancer after all. Now I would like to present to you an absolutely amazing case of a woman whose healing had been documented in Medicine Less Hospital in China, where patients are treated and cured with Qi, life energy. You can watch the video here at YouTube. Mind you, just because it is on YouTube, it doesn't diminish the scientific value. In fact, scientists such as Greg Braden use this example and film in their teachings. I'm also going to share this film with you right now. Read the introduction carefully and then focus on what is happening.
The center has successfully treated more than 180 types of illnesses, including bladder cancer.
看到没有？就是在这个膀胱下颌处的左侧有回的压壶，这么一个。大气，这个老师说了一块就是让大气，这个情况。人家想象一下的时候，你算出，你告诉我，老师在这里。
What happened here? When your mind acknowledges the basic principle of quantum physics, then I believe it can grasp what had just taken place. When your mind conceives of the fact that everything there is in the universe is energy that vibrates at different frequency and that everything is connected, your mind can understand what had actually been presented. We know from previous videos that feelings are vibrations which influence the field of energy of which we are part of. Science tells us that this field is holographic in nature. All outcomes are already there, and we, by the power of our feelings, define the outcomes and shape our lives. What happened was that some might actually call a miracle, and others who understand the principle will call it a very skillful use of the language of the heart to energetically connect with the field and change the outcome. Practitioners and the patient agreed to work together in harmony where their thoughts, feelings were in sync, and they generated enormous amount of energy to achieve the desired outcome. They focused their thoughts and felt the feelings in their hearts as if the tumor was already gone. The healing happened without no judgment of the cancer, no ego involved. They together in harmony generated incredible amounts of energy and visualized the healthy body. The practitioners put themselves in a state of absolute gratitude by chanting words that could be translated as "it's done." Chanting, they saw the desired outcome already achieved. Patient received the energy and was in a state of absolute belief, grateful for the healing. Now, do you see how crucial it is to eliminate ego from the equation? In such cases, there is no room for doubt, no room for judgment, only pure, loving energy coming from the heart. Further on in the program, we will discuss many cases where the presence of the energy and its influence on our body was scientifically proven. This video, this healing, is as real as it gets, and having studied and practiced the power of belief for years, for me it is nothing new, but I can understand why the mind could doubt that. That is why at Mindset Academy we will continue getting more and more in depth and provide you with more scientific evidence so that your mind can become more and more convinced. The only reason why the mind would ever doubt or question such results is simply because we're conditioned to believe certain things, especially in our Western culture where left brain hemisphere dominated our lives. What mind doesn't conceive, mind doesn't believe. But then there are very many things that mind has a problem with. That is why at Mindset Academy we do our best to ease the mind and reprogram it anew. Let's look at another case and try to ask the mind, how is that possible? Here you can see a BBC News reporting that a woman lifted a car 20 times her body weight. I mean, how is that possible? I'm pretty sure you probably cannot read this article because it's very small letters, so I'm going to give you an insert here. The 5 feet 7 inch, 8.5 stone strong woman was unaware that she was hurt herself. She was taken to Sutherland General Hospital, where it was discovered that she damaged a vertebra in the accident. John Harvey, a chartered psychologist at the University of Newcastle, said, "What happens in an emergency is that all your psychology gets into gear and you can do things that are really quite superhuman. But in that sort of case, probably only 20 to 30% of us would have the wit to do what she did. Quite a lot of the rest would stand there and not know what to do. And in fact, 1 or 2 at the opposite end of the scale might even become a liability and start screaming in panic." Now, looking at this real case evidence, it couldn't be clearer, right? You feel you can, you're right. You feel you cannot, you're right. I'm purposely using the word feel, as only thinking is not enough. We need a strong emotion to fuel some power into that thought, and the feeling is being created. In fact, there's no time for thinking in such cases. It's a powerful response to what is. Ego has no chance to object. This woman was focused, felt what needed to be done, and there was no room for self-doubt. As the psychologist stated, a lot of us would actually panic and let thinking get in the way. But sometimes when we really let the heart get in action, such wonders happen. Now, you saw 2 very interesting, rather extreme cases. In the first one, the power of belief allowed healing. In the other, enormous physical strength was generated. So how did that happen, and how can you start consciously create and have your desires, prayers manifested or answered, if you want to call it that? Ancient traditions knew that the vibrations of feelings created in our heart influence our reality and create physical forms. Now science knows it, and there is more and more evidence proving that. Let me mention here Dr. Hans Jenny's research, who introduced a new science called semiotics. This science investigates the connection between vibrations and forms. Dr. Jenny conducted experiments in which he proved that physical substances such as water, sand, oil, etc. are influenced by vibration and leave a visible print. His research proved beyond any doubt that vibrations influence particular substances, and as we know, thoughts, feelings, emotions are all vibrations. In order for us to influence physical reality with a real force and intensity, we need to come to make sure that all vibrations are in tuned to the same frequency. What does it mean for us? Think about your life. How many times have you prayed or asked for something, and how did you do it? Let's say, and I will not be original here, but it's a popular desire, I want to have more money. In order for this desire to work, we need to analyze it and see if you transmit with powerful synchronized vibration. Think about the woman who had a cancer, and the practitioners, everybody considered her already cured, and the thinking, feeling, and repeating the words was in sync with that new condition. It's done, it's done. They were feeling the feelings of gratitude as if woman was already cured. There was no shadow of a doubt. Their minds were in absolute sync with their hearts. Now, when you desire more money, what is the thought? I want more money. I do not have enough. You come from lack. You come from emotion of fear. You create a feeling of desperation. Such desire, prayer, simply cannot be answered. Or rather, desires are always answered the way they are asked. You ask from the wrong state and you get what you get. More lack, more debt. If on the other hand, you would understand the language of the matrix and you would come from a place of appreciation and gratitude, from the place of abundance, that would be a different story. So how do we do that desire? I want more money. You need to achieve vibrational coherence with that desire. What it means in practice is actually pretty simple, and that's what we teach in Mindset Academy. Let's look into the depth of your desire.